Hi, welcome to Paris in New York City. I'm your host, Paris, and I'm accompanied today by the beautiful.
Gia, thank you for calling me beautiful.
You are welcome. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about what dating is like these days. So, Gia, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name is Gia. I'm from Queens. I met Paris in NYC through social media. We connected because I like to run my mouth. And she thought I would be a good fit for today's topic of what it's like to be dating in 2024, which is disastrous. A little about myself. I just recently got involved with social media content creating, modeling. I do like music videos and stuff. Prior to this, I was a correction officer on Rikers for a handful of years, so it's a big switch up. So I'm kind of just, I guess, making my way in this industry of, like I said, content and talking crap.
I had followed her. She came up as a suggested user. And my first impression was like, oh my gosh, she's so cute.
Oh, we're both Scorpios.
Yes, and then I realized that she was a Scorpio as well, and I loved how direct she was, and she reminded me of myself because I am very quick at telling people off, especially guys, through and whether I meet them in person or through social media if they cross the line or piss me off. And she had posted some of those conversations, and I was just like, yeah, I need to get this girl on my show because I think she would be amazing.
I'll hold my tongue for anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is why my page is suspended right now. My Instagram page, but it's a different story.
Since you mentioned social media and content creating, then I guess we'll go into that question because I always ask my followers for questions when I'm going to have guests on the show. And they actually had asked, do you think social media affects your dating life because of the things you post? Do you think men judge you?
Well, let me give a little background. So I do like acrobatic stuff. I'm very flexible. I can do like weird flips and tricks and like aerial yoga, acrobatic yoga. So like a lot of things in the air. My back and my legs are super strong. I guess I can carry people on my back. So I've been showing up to these events where there happen to be people of status, mainly like rappers and stuff, and they're men. And I usually ask to put them on my back, or someone will be like, "Oh, Gia can put you on her back," and a lot of times they'll be like, "No way, you can't do it." So what she's referring to is me, like I said, putting people on my back, men, and I do get a lot of crap for it from other people. They say I'm like degrading myself. I don't know how, because I'm not doing anything with these people. I'm literally putting them on my back and like squatting them. So as far as social media affecting my dating life, so since I started this like 2.5 months ago, all this like content creating, I have not been dating at all. Like I haven't dated anybody. But I do notice the change in the way people address me, address the things I'm doing. But I feel like people, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like people are like, some people are either like giving me crap about it, and then there's like a whole other bunch of people I feel like they're intimidated. Because like I said, now, currently, I feel like nobody is even, like social media, I feel like for me used to be, not that I would utilize it like this, but I felt like people were treating it like a dating app. Like the
Yeah,
DMs, like
slide in your DMs.
yeah, like
try to get
reaching
to know
out.
you.
Oh, like let's link up, let's do this, let's do that. And I really don't get that anymore. Now I'm getting more like business proposals, or like booked for a photo shoot or a music video, or like to do some content creating. So I'm not really getting that same like the dating feel, or the dating app feel. But I definitely do think that people judge me. But I mean, social media is like, it's not a full representation of your life. Like you also have a chance to like explain yourself, explain what you're doing, you know, why you're doing it. So I mean, it might affect my dating life, but I don't have to give somebody my social media if I meet them in real life. Like if you know if they're interested in me.
I definitely feel it affects my dating life.
Why?
100%. 100%.
Your social media?
Yeah, yeah, because I post a lot on my story, and I sometimes get say too much on there, or I get into the same thing, like going on a rant on somebody in my DMs or something, and I'll post it on my story, and they'll judge me because of that.
Oh,
So
that aspect of it.
yeah, like that aspect, like I get judged from it. So I've noticed that if I give a guy my social media and he starts following me before he gets to know me, like actually to go out on dates with me and get to know me, he will just start watching my stories and stop responding via text. So my new thing is when I meet a guy, I'll just tell them I don't have social media. Or if they see that obviously I'm getting notifications on my phone, if I meet them in person, I'll tell them that I don't give out my social media until
Until you
we've
get to know
gotten
them.
more acquainted.
I feel
And
like
they
if
have to
I
like,
did that,
but then they also, then when I say that, they think that like I'm married or have a relationship, like I'm
that's the
hiding
first
something.
thing I think. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you're hiding something? Like, are you married or you have a boyfriend? And I'm like, no, just don't want to give
Damn,
you
but
my
like I
Instagram.
feel like if I did that, like if I said, "Oh, I don't have social media," and then I was like, "Tricked you, I have social media," they're gonna be like, "What? Like you have a whole like platform base of doing all this like crazy, weird stuff. How do you like not? How do you lie about that? Basically, I mean, not for you so much. I get what you're saying. I could, you know, you could just be like, "Listen, I don't have it," and then for personal reasons, like you just said, tell them afterwards, like. Yeah, I hold off before because it's kind of like you don't really get a fair shot at getting to know somebody.
Right, because people judge you off of what you post
Yeah,
all the
and
time.
I mean, there's a big debate like Instagram is not reality, but it's like, well, I mean, I don't know. What do you feel? It's not, but it is because it's like we're so like embedded in social media. So it's like, no, it is our reality, but then again, it's like, it's not. You're just seeing like little snippets of 30-second snippets of my life on a Friday or Saturday. You know, we only post what we want you to see. So it
Yeah,
shouldn't affect it. It shouldn't affect dating, but I know why it does.
yeah, but it does.
Because a
Yeah,
lot of
because
people
like,
can't control themselves either.
yeah, right. Because I come off like I'm too strong, I'm too harsh, and when I'm in love, I'm like the sweetest thing. Like I'm the opposite.
Me
So,
too.
so
But it's
it's
been a
not like
while.
a actual representation of who I am as a person. What I post online, but we have some other questions here. What about a man makes you decide to accept a date with them from the talking stage? So you know how you could be talking to, like, getting to know through text, one person getting to know through text another person. Like, what is it that will grab your attention? They'll be like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go out with Jimmy instead of
Jimmy
David.
Crackcorn. Wait, instead of what?
like I'm gonna choose to go out with this man instead of that man. This was a question from a guy, actually. I guess he's
So
trying to see like what he would have to do to get past just sending messages to a girl.
that's the thing. I feel like we're so doomed. Like it's like you have to meet. No, because it's like
good.
because I feel like
Oh
you
my
like
god.
have to meet somebody on like some type of like app or social media, and I want so badly to meet somebody in person because I feel like you just no matter how good they look in pictures or what they might seem to be like on paper, you just like you can't feel the vibe through the phone.
That's true.
So
That's
and
very
for me,
true.
I'm not one of these girls. I've been there before, but I'm not anymore where I'm not going to just go on the date because he's offering to take me to a nice spot or it's a free meal or like I don't have the time. I don't have the patience. I don't have the energy. And not for nothing, but I have a lot of opportunities to be making money. So it's like whatever you're offering me, like it has to be better than going out and making money, or it has to be better than like sitting home and being at peace or going out with my friends. Like I said, I don't
I
have a lot of
respect
time.
that. Yeah.
So for me, I guess what would make me go on a date would, I guess like our
Chemistry?
values would have to align.
Okay.
If it's one of those things where it's like, recently I was like briefly talking to a guy on Instagram, and he was attractive. He has his own business. I liked what he was about. And like we started talking, and the same day he was like, do you want to like go grab a drink tonight? Now, I don't drink. And I think I was telling you this in the past. When I did drink, I would never like accept let's go get a drink as a date, because I feel like alcohol clouds your judgment. It impairs you. It loosens you up. Next thing you know, like I don't like any of that. And I think the intent behind it is usually like, oh, maybe this one's loose or whatever. But so anyways, he asked me to go get a drink. He's like, oh, I remember you said you don't drink. Mind you, we had only been talking for like an hour or something. So he was like, you know what, we'll go to like a hookah spot. And I was like, the only reason I said okay was because I was interested in him.
Okay.
I kind of tend to put a lot of like these like set things like no hookah, no drinks, no this, no that. But I know you were explaining to me like, you know, listen, it is just a first time link. So maybe you don't want to sit at a 2-hour dinner. So anyways.
Yeah, that's just me.
No, you're right. You're right.
I can't sit.
You might go,
if I don't like the guy after 15 minutes, I can't get out of it now, because now we ordered food.
Right. So he invited me to do that, and he's 38. And as the day went on and we were kind of talking, he was basically telling me like he's always been in a relationship and everybody knows him as the relationship guy. And, you know, he's like recently out of a relationship. He has like a newer baby. Kids. Not something I want to deal with, but and so as we're talking, he's basically just like, yeah, like I love being alone, and you know, I'm just really glad that I'm not in a relationship anymore, and like I just plan to take this time to like truly figure out what I want, you know, like what it is that I want, and yada yada yada. And then I'm like, mind you, I think, like I said, he's attractive. He looks good on paper. But then I'm like, why am I going out with this guy that is literally telling me he doesn't want a relationship?
Right. So, then it's a waste of time.
It's a waste of time. So we didn't go. But, yeah, I mean, what makes me want to go on the date and get out of the DM box would be like, just if we have like things that align, you know, more similarities than differences. I don't know, I guess just what they stand for, you know. But honestly, like it is very hard for me to actually take that step and actually meet up. Like 9 times out of 10, it doesn't happen. So it takes a lot. I have to really feel like there's some type of chemistry there to actually make it to the spot.
That's fair enough.
So
for me, it would be intellectual conversations.
I need to be mentally stimulated.
Yeah,
like
I have to be. I have to like.
Talk,
you have to be attractive, or you also have to be. You can't be an idiot.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Where you at? Did you eat? Did you sleep? Like that
stuff drives me crazy.
Yeah, like
that's why.
Did I eat? Are you gonna buy me food if I say no? No.
Oh my God!
So stop asking me if I ate.
I say that all the time.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
That all the time.
Yo, my schedule doesn't change. Like I work the same schedule every single week. People will hit me up 3 o'clock on Wednesday. Not people, guys. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Fucking working, bro. Like, but then when you say it like that, it's like, oh, she's too masculine. No, like you just don't pay attention. Like I said, we're doomed.
Yeah, so for me, it's definitely the intellectual conversations. So now, because I've been the dating Olympics have started. Yes.
I don't even. No, I don't have an ounce of energy in me to do any of that.
Well, I mean, I didn't pretty much date for like the last 10 months or 11 months, whatever it's been. So
you're ready. You're back.
So now, yeah, I mean, I went out on dates like here and there, but now it's like summertime's here. I want to be on a rooftop. I want to have a cocktail.
Wait, now are these the tryouts for fall? Because I mean.
Well, yeah,
we have in the summer.
No cuffing in the summer. I mean, unless I really like one, but I definitely am dating with intention, right? Okay. Like I want somebody. That's what I told you, right? I want a boyfriend eventually. I don't know if it's gonna happen within 2 weeks, within a month, by December, by next year. Who knows? You never know. Hey, sometimes people move really fast. You never know. But, the dating Olympics have started. That's what I'm calling it. And I've been just swiping away on apps, meeting people in person.
Scares the shit out of
I've just
me.
been very open to trying new things. However, the dating apps, they're very sketchy sometimes. So now, before, I used to be like, all right, I tell guys, you will have 48 hours to talk to me. And then we have to go on a date. And
The
if we
first
don't take
48.
me. Yeah, no, I tell them you have 48 hours. I'm
wait.
only going to text you for 48 hours.
Oh, until you ask for a date.
Within those 48 hours, you have to plan a date. If
Wait,
you don't
wait,
plan a
you
date,
tell them this?
yes, I tell
See,
them that.
I don't want to say, like, that's my whole thing is I don't want to say that. If I'm talking to you and within I mean, granted, a dating app is different because the intent is to date, but I don't go on dating apps. So if I'm meeting someone, it's going to be probably on Instagram. But if we're like chatting for more than like a day or two, maybe 3, depends if it's in and out. But like at max a week. If you think you're going to talk to me and waste my time for more than a week without asking me to go eat somewhere or something, no, cut off.
Well, I wrote on my profile, I am not a good texter. So I suggest we meet in person
Suggest you take me to dinner.
because my attention is very brief, and and after 2 dates, I will stop texting. So that's how I tell them they got 48 hours. It's written on my profile. So they will match with me and they will be like, hey, you're not good at text. No, like they'll match with me. They'll say like, hey, I'll respond like hola, because that's what I always say, hola. And then like 5 hours later, I haven't said anything else. And they're like, wow, you really are bad at this. How about we just plan a date? And then I'll be like, all right,
That's the
great.
key.
But now I went on one date and it was terrible.
Oh,
So then now,
politic guy? Politics?
yeah, the guy that was like super. So
Don't
after
discuss
that,
politics on dates.
after that, I was like, I need to be able to talk to these people first. Like I can't just, because you never know who you're meeting. So now I'm having phone conversations. And now it's very easy. Like I matched with one guy and we had a phone conversation for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes.
Okay.
And he was just so stupid.
Oh, you didn't say it was good.
No, he was so stupid. Actually, I don't know why I even let it last that long, because he was just
What was
dumb. There was
what was
just
he talking
no
about that
there
was-
was just no substance to him. There was just
like
no
talking to a
substance.
brick.
Yeah, there was just no substance, and I was just like, why am I? I was like, there's no way. I was like, thank God I had a phone conversation with him, because there's no way I could go on a date with this guy.
Yeah, I know it gets so awkward sometimes. You're on these dates and it's like there's nothing to say. I mean, I have a lot to
Exactly.
say, but I don't want to be the only one talking. Like you said, a lot of these people are just they're like they just want to make small talk. They're not that deep of, I guess, creatures, individuals. So it's just like the basic stuff that I don't want to talk about.
Yeah. Or if they only talk about themselves.
The worst.
Then
The worst. Don't care. Like you're supposed to be asking questions. But I mean, that too, going back to when you said like what makes you actually want to take that initiative to go on the date. I'm like huge on reciprocation. So
Yeah.
it has to feel, which I mean, again, that's kind of hard to see through Instagram, but that's like a big thing with dating, reciprocation, and I feel like that's what's very lacking in today's day and age with the dating game is reciprocation. Men just want to kick their feet back and watch the woman do all the work. So
the princess types.
yeah, I know. You know, it's funny. I was dating this guy like I don't know what was it a year and a half ago, and I used to call him princess. He'd say, "Okay, okay, bye, princess." He would get so mad.
But was he like a princess?
Yeah, he was a princess, and when we our first date, we went to Queens Bully, and we literally
Queens Bully.
were
That's
there
a good place.
from like 2 p.m. till the time it closed. We were there for like 8 hours, like all night, or I don't know if it was closing but we were literally there talking the entire freaking day, and it was like great conversation, great chemistry. And he just basically told me all about himself and like how he is, and he's a freaking alpha male and blah 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 blah. All to find out he's a freaking princess. So I was like, oh my god, you guys talk a good one, but the actions don't meet the words. That's another issue.
Yeah, so that has been my biggest problem also lately. It's
Right.
just men that just are not men
No.
anymore.
Girls.
There was a guy that I was talking to who I met through Instagram, and he wanted me. He was like arguing with me because I refused to pick him up from his house for our first date. It's not even like we had already gone out on a date. We hadn't even met in person. We had had a few like long conversations. Like we used to talk every day on the phone for like over an hour,
How long
right?
were you
For like
talking
for like
for?
2 weeks.
Okay.
We spoke for
You
like
met
two
him on
weeks.
Instagram.
I met him on Instagram, and we spoke every day for like an hour or 30 minutes to an hour for like 2 weeks.
So the
And
48 rule
then,
doesn't apply.
well, this was
Can't.
before. So
Oh,
now I have a
before.
48. Now I
Okay.
have like a 2 day rule because now I'm just like we're not doing this.
Okay.
Right? I don't have time. Right? This guy was one of those experiences that taught me that I cannot be wasting this much time
Yeah.
with on somebody because an hour
Get
a
on
day is
the
a lot.
line. There's a whole
Yeah.
line waiting to do that to talk for 2 weeks.
So he
Okay.
had asked me out to go to this bar in Brooklyn, and he lives by City Field, so by Met Stadium, and he wanted me. He expected me to go
Bronx.
from the Bronx all the way to wherever Shea Stadium is.
Oh, yeah.
And then go back to Brooklyn. And I'm like, that's out of my way. And he was like, so other women do it from farther places. Like they'll pick me up coming all the way from Jersey.
Yo, I would.
And
not
I was
be-
just like, are you kidding me? I was like, get there. I was like, I'm not asking you to pick me up. I was like, get yourself there. Take the train. He's like, oh, I don't take trains. And I'm like, so take an Uber. And he's like, oh, but that might be just too expensive. Like, it's not worth it. Like, why can't you just pick me up and I pay for gas? And I was like, no. I was like, I'm not interested. I was like, I'm not picking you
That's what
up.
I'm
I was like,
saying,
I'm telling
like,
you,
it's just
I'm not
so
driving
masculine.
you. I just, for me, I have a problem with driving men. So,
Man, if you don't have a car, you need to figure a way to get yourself to the spot, like before you're established with the woman. Like you don't expect us to drive. That's ridiculous.
and you don't expect us to drop you off at home after the date either, because
Or
I've had that experience too. Guys just get in your car and buckle their seatbelt without even asking you, like, can you drop me off? It's like, what? Like, no, you're not paying my car insurance. You're not paying my gas.
That's what these people
And it's
don't
not always
understand.
about that. Like, if we have already established something where, I don't know, we're sleeping with each other, we're seeing each other, you're taking me out on dates, and then you're asking me for a ride.
Right. You
Sure,
live in a
of
city, you
course.
don't have a car.
Yeah,
whatever.
like, it's fine.
I would never be like that. But it's like, don't
We're
just
going on a road
expect
trip.
it.
It's okay,
Yeah.
but it's a first date. Come on.
The thing is, like me, I have never expected, I don't ask for anything, and I've never expected a man to come pick me up. So it's like, for a man, like I can't even fathom how a man thinks that that's acceptable. If me as a woman, I don't expect that, look for it, ask for it. How do you as a man think that that's okay? To just expect a girl's gonna come pick you up. It's
Yeah.
just weird. It's giving weird. Yeah, I feel like the role reversal of like this generation is insane. And like, I mean, granted, like I do believe in some traditional gender roles. I feel like each relationship, forms its own dynamic. So, we might not have like the typical norm of gender roles, but I am like old fashioned in the sense of like, let the man be the man and let the woman be the woman. I don't know who even made it acceptable for women to work. That should be no, but like, listen, especially in New York, like most or all households almost are, dual income. We all work. But like, damn, a man should still be a man. And whatever that looks like for your relationship, and the woman should be a woman, whatever that looks like for the relationship. But the man should not be the princess, and the woman should not be going out and doing the things that the man should be doing, the alpha male. Because all these men that claim to be alpha males are the ones that are not alpha males.
Well, alpha males don't go around saying that they're alpha males.
Yeah, no, I learned that the hard
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Learn
If they're
yeah.
stating it, they're trying to compensate for something else, and they're definitely not.
No, yeah, I definitely, you don't say you're an alpha male if you're an alpha. But you know what, too? Another thing, which is off topic, but people that say they're humble, like, if you're saying you're humble, you're not humble. That's another key. So tuck that in your pocket. But yeah, I don't know. The role reversal is insane. I just feel like
It is.
men are, like I said, just doing things that like little girls are doing. Just they want to like okay, so my like idea of traditional is you're a man, you pursue me. I could see I could think 1,000 men are attractive. I'm not going to approach any of them and tell them that. It's not, oh, we're in
Yes.
2024. You can, I don't, it's not that I
No.
don't feel comfortable. I have no problem. I'm confident in myself. I could go up to a man, hey, you're attractive. I don't want to do that because in my eyes, if that man thought I was attractive or he was
Yeah.
interested in me, he would pursue me. And if he's not pursuing me, he's not interested. And then you might say, oh, well, maybe he's shy. Maybe he's nervous. Maybe he's okay. Well, those emotions, if they outweigh his desire to pursue me, then I'm good. Because a real man, men are hunters, when they
Yes.
like a woman or they're interested, all of that gets pushed to the side and they go for it. The nerves, the anxiety, the shy, the confused, oh, I don't know, all that shit goes out the window and they pursue the woman. So for me, ideally, if you're interested, you pursue me. If you don't pursue me, you're not interested. And from there,
Yes.
I can be the woman and I can reciprocate. But I don't think that's too much to ask for. After the pursuing, you set up a plan to take us somewhere on a date.
And you plan the date.
It doesn't have to be something extravagant, especially for the first time we're meeting up, but you should make some type of investment. It doesn't have to be a lot of money. It just shows that you're interested versus, oh, let's go take a walk in the park because
Or telling you to pick the date. Where do you want to go?
exactly, like
It's not that hard. These days we have Google, you have Instagram pages,
There's
literally
so much-
dedicated to
right.
like things you could do, different things you could do.
But
like
that's
it's
the
not
thing.
that hard. Like
These
it
men
takes
don't
a
wanna-
second to go find
Right.
something to do or book a place, make a reservation.
Exactly. And I
Right.
just feel like these men they want us women to prove ourselves to them before they're willing to take that initiative in saying, hey, let's go get dinner. Hey, let's go smoke hookah. Hey, let's go karting. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. Like they want us to prove ourselves. They want us to prove that we're worth that date. And it's like, I don't have time for that. So either you're going to make the little initial investment or you could kick rocks and, hit the curb
Right.
or hit the pavement rather.
Yeah. And then also a big problem is then if they do make the investment to take you out on a date, then they expect that you're going to end up at their house, a hotel, or they're going to end up at your house. So,
But I think a
It
healthy
just-
man would that's another thing though when dating with red flags this and that. A man who's like in his healthy masculinity is going to determine after the first date or the second or third, you know what? I don't want to continue to invest in this woman because she's not reciprocating. She's not, flourishing in her femininity. She's just not for me. She's toxic. Our values don't align. But that's the thing, like men want us to prove ourselves, I feel like, to them before they make any type of like investment. And, when we're talking to people, we're investing time, we're investing energy, we're investing emotions, we're investing money. It's not just money itself that I'm speaking of when I say investment, but that's where healing and stuff comes in and being in your healthy healing era and not the toxic one. But yeah, like I said, we're doomed.
I like to stay hopeful.
No, I'm hopeful.
I
too.
think that there's someone out there for everybody. Eventually,
I
it just
agree.
takes a
If
lot.
you heal, you really do. Like you have to heal and become the best version of yourself because I feel like when you're the best version of yourself, you're not gonna like deal with the riffraff. You're not gonna question like, oh well, he's displaying this red flag, but he offers me X, Y, and Z, so like it like makes up for it. Like when you see, I know for me anyways, like I used to do that in the past. I'd see red flags and be like, oh, but he's offering me, stimulating conversation, or oh, but he's taking me out, or oh, but he's, giving me sex, or oh, but forget the red flags because he's giving me something that I really like. But it's like once you start healing, you realize what you're worth and how valuable your time is and your energy. It's like, nah, that red flag is way too much. And I mean, granted, nobody's perfect, but
Yeah, it's definitely becomes easier to cut off.
Yeah.
Definitely becomes you start setting boundaries and you're like, no, I'm not okay with this.
Yep.
I deserve better, or this is just not for me. Or you won't even, it'll get to a point where you're not, those type of people aren't even attracted to you
Yeah,
because
that's
you're at a higher vibration
yes.
and they could definitely sense that.
And manifesting, which is real, because when you say this is what I want and you really believe it, that is all you start to see, which is why I feel like people that tend to focus on, oh, all men suck, dating sucks, women suck. When you focus on that, that's what you attract. That's what you're literally looking at in the universe. You're looking at all the people that suck. You're looking at the dating that sucks. But when you're like, you know what? Like you said, I'm hopeful. Someone's out there for me. Someone's going to be, reciprocating and they're not going to be toxic. You start to see people that are willing to reciprocate and not be toxic.
And it's also about not internalizing rejection. So, like, I used to have this friend that literally, if a guy that she liked for whatever reason didn't seem that much into her, she made it about her. She's like, oh my God, it was the end of the world. She was depressed. I'm ugly. It's because I'm too skinny. It's because of this. She went ahead and got Botox. She went ahead and was looking into like getting her a BBL and stuff like that.
Oh my God.
And it's just because one guy that she liked just didn't really like her back. And I've been there myself too. I'm not gonna lie. Like that's how I've done that too at some point in my life. But then I healed, and now it's like it's definitely not me. I'm not the problem because I'm hot as fuck. Like that's my mentality. Like it's definitely not
like,
me.
We're not for everybody. Like I might not be like your cup of tea or whatever, but
but I'm not gonna go cry about it.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna go cry about it, and I'm just gonna be like,
Yeah.
you know what? And I've become better at that, and that I'm really proud of myself for, because I've become better at not taking it personal. And it's just like, all right,
like it's not me. It's you just.
I'll be like,
I don't know. I don't.
He's an idiot. It wasn't meant for me, or God removed this person from my life for a reason.
Yes.
He's saving me from something worse that would have happened with this individual.
Yeah, he's not supposed to be.
So that's just the way I look at it. I don't try to blame myself, and I think a lot of people do that.
What, blame themselves for their rejection?
Yeah, a lot of people don't know how to handle rejection.
I don't know why.
Both genders. I'm not just talking about
yeah.
girls. Like both girls, guys, they just take it really, really personal, and sometimes it's not about you.
I think I have gotten into such a habit of, like I said, like I want the man to initiate. So because if you're not initiating, you're not interested. So
Right.
For me, and I don't know if this comes from a trauma or a defense mechanism, but I have a really I don't really have the ability, I guess, to start to like somebody or crush on somebody if I'm not certain that they don't like me back. And I mean, it kind of sounds like something negative, but it's not. I don't know. If I'm talking to someone or dealing with someone, unless I feel safe enough to allow myself to be interested in them by their, what they're showing me.
By their demeanor?
If they show interest. But if someone's not showing interest in me, for me, I just won't be interested in them.
Right.
I don't know. I have a friend, like you said, she will meet a guy and she's crushing on him hard, and then he doesn't text her back soon enough and this and that. And I'm like, do you even know if he's interested in you? Like you guys are just texting. Do you have any, and then she becomes overbearing, and then they back up because they're like, whoa,
yeah,
chill out.
Then it's like too much.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm like,
they get scared.
I said, have you ever thought of trying to like somebody that you know for sure is interested in you, instead of just liking someone that you're just blindly like, what do you even like about this person? You just think that they're attractive. So, and I'm not saying I haven't dealt with rejection. I have dealt with rejection plenty of times, but I'm just like, okay, well, I can't look like whatever it is that you want, or be like, this is it. This is me. You see what you get, whatever. If you don't like it, I can't. I mean, yeah, I guess rejection's not the best feeling in the world, but it's like I could, what's the word? I can compromise to an extent to be something for somebody, but that at that level, it's more like relationship status, not like,
Right.
I want to reject you, but if you're willing to compromise, but yeah, I guess rejection, people don't take it great, and people do freak out about it. And
Yeah.
play all types of games to try to figure out why they got rejected.
Have you dated someone younger than you? And would you date someone younger than you?
Um, I'm like
Or I guess what's your preference?
well, I'm one of the very few females that, um, so I don't by choice date younger, but it seems like
That's what you
people,
attract?
yeah, I attract way younger than myself. Um, so I can't really say I really have not dated older than myself. I mean, I've dated my age, year or two younger. Um, but yeah, I really haven't dated older, but yeah, I've dated younger. Like I've dated significant amount of years younger. Um, and I will say this from what I'm noticing. So little backstory, my last relationship, he was my age. Um, and we've been broken up for some time. It was a very, 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 very toxic relationship, not healthy at all. The most toxic relationship I've ever been in. And prior to this relationship, my other relationships were they were pretty solid. They weren't bad guys. Just didn't work out. But the last guy, bad, 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 bad news. So we broke up. The breakup I feel like lasted longer than the relationship or whatever situationship. So I've been single. I haven't really been dating. I've had these like clusters of like a few dates with a guy, here and there.
Yeah.
And then something will like blow and not work out. Hygiene is at an all-time low these days. So that's one of the reasons that things don't work out is because people don't know how to properly wash, but a whole other topic. So so like I said before, I just
Wait. Did you have like a situation? I want to hear the hygiene story.
you want the swamp ass story? Okay, so
Swamp ass? Is that what you just said?
so I come out of this toxic relationship, and like for the first time, I'm like, it's a breakup where like I finally like feel this weight lifted off my shoulders. Like I'm okay. I'm like ready to start dating and whatever. Kind of like you, I had kind of been. Did I put myself on an app? I don't know. I think it was just Instagram. I like was starting to open my DMs or whatever, and like, anyways, I started dating this guy. He was he was like good on paper, like his little background story. Good job, treated me really well. Energy was reciprocated. He would pick me up. He took me out about 5 times. So we went out 5 times. Never did anything except like the third time we like tap kissed or whatever. And a little peck. Now these 5 dates were over the span of a month, right?
Okay.
So after the 5th date, at the time I was drinking, I tell him like he can come back to my apartment, whatever, and we could continue the party. So we pick up a bottle, we go to my apartment, and I already know what's gonna happen, and I'm looking forward to it because we've been building this
like a relationship.
Yeah, we've
like,
been building this connection. We've been
you guys
going
were
out,
hanging out often too.
Right, we've been going out on dates. We've been talking. We did not spend time at all in each other's dwelling, just in the car, aside of the date. So I definitely was like excited, looking forward to it. So we get to my place and whatever we're drinking and doing what we do. And so he starts to do his thing to me, whatever. Okay, cool. So now, sorry, I'm like all nasally. So he's doing his thing. So like I'm about to return the favor. So he pulls his pants down. And like the room, like the odor in the room, like, bro, the freaking, I don't know, like warm turtle tank. The freaking
Warm turtle tank.
It just, when he pulled his pants on, like the waft of air, I could smell it. I'm not even kidding. So now I'm like, I'm dead ass. No, he's looking at us crazy. So that whole thing happened. So I'm like, now I'm like annoyed because I also think that like I have a real like heightened sense of smell. So, but still like that means it's even worse because now I can smell everything. So his pants come down and I'm like, now I have to somehow do like not a taste test, a sniff test. So I just like swipe my hand and I'm like, oh my God, absolutely not. So whatever, this is a true story. So now we had gone to some Mexican restaurant. So I like do that and I'm like, now I'm just like seductively like running to the bathroom. I'm like, yeah, I'll be right back. So I go to the bathroom.
Seductively running.
And I'm like texting my friend in the group chat. I'm like, yo, this guy has like fucking swamp ass or some shit. Like the freaking ass smell traveled to his balls. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, but it's also like, I had liked him. Now, granted, like bad hygiene for me is a deal breaker. Like,
yeah,
deal breaker. I can't.
Not happening.
But
yeah,
I also
absolutely,
was like,
I agree.
I was literally like sitting on my toilet bowl and I'm texting and I'm just like, I'm so like, I like, like, remember the girl we just saw at the restaurant? Like,
yes.
When you really like somebody or even when you love somebody, you get cheated on or they hit you or some shit like that. You can't just stop like loving them in that moment. And
right.
It's the same thing with this guy. Like I started really to like him. Yeah, I was starting to really like him. And I was like so thrown off. Like but even in that moment though, like my whole thought on him shifted. I was just like, oh my God. Like, yeah. So
you're like, he doesn't take care of himself.
I'm in the bathroom. Yeah. But then I'm like, did he just come from the gym? Like, but then I'm like, again, I'm like a hygiene weirdo. Like, I'm like, that odor is like built up over time. Like, that's not no, like, I'm just sweating or that shit is like, you don't know how to wash. So now I'm in the bathroom.
So you
I'm
didn't want to
texting him
suggest
from the bowl and I'm like, yo, I have the runs. So like, give me a few minutes. I don't know what to say. So then I tell him like, listen, my stomach's really, really, really bad. I'm so sorry. I'm like, if you want to wait, like, just give me a few minutes. I'll be right out. I'm going to let you out. Cause like, I'm like, honestly, like I'm glued to the bowl. I like can't get up. So the second I get a break and my stomach stops, like I'm going to walk you out and you have to hit the road. So wait, so the funny thing is, so now like, I don't know. I didn't want to like go out there. So I'm like texting my friends in this group chat and they're like, play the Walrus song. So I'm like, what is the effing Walrus song? And my friend has a son. And the Walrus song, it's the freaking goodbye song. And she's like, she's telling me like, put the speaker on. It's like this dumbass song of singing. Oh no, it's the goodbye song by the singing walrus. And it's this walrus and you have to hear it to freaking laugh. But it's the goodbye song. She's like, just put that shit on the speaker and blast it and he'll get the fuck out of your crib. The goodbye song. But yeah, that was like, I sit here and laugh about it, but it was so disappointing. I was like, and again, like wasted time. Like, do you not know that your balls stink?
Yeah.
So what are you wasting my time for? So now I'm like,
yeah, because us as girls, like I could smell my vagina, like,
yeah,
like there's times like before, no, like the smell comes off. Like if I'm sitting here and like, sometimes before your period,
anything,
you have like all this discharge going on. And if it's been a few hours, you've been at work for 8 hours, like you smell that stuff.
But like,
so like go wash yourself. So a guy has to be the same. But we need a guy in here.
Right.
We need to ask them
and number one,
if they can
so
smell
let me
their
just
balls.
say something. So, okay, female's different. It's a gaping hole. There's a whole lot more coming out versus a guy. So even on my worst day, sweat, whatever, Jim, that is built up. Yeah, like that's like, if I smell like that on myself, I'd be like, yo, I have an infection. Like, what is that? So, but then the other part is like, me personally, it's not about like, oh, I don't want to do this the first time or whatever. It's just more like I want to get to know somebody before just going and sleeping with them because I feel like the sex could be really, really, really good and that can throw off a potentially really toxic relationship because whatever, you didn't get to know each other, but the sex is good. Or the sex might be bad And it could have thrown off something that could have been good, but you didn't get to take the time to know each other. Or I should say, once you do have sex though, regardless, I feel like now you have to keep doing it. And it's like, it kind of takes away from getting to know each other. So, and then men are like, oh, if she does this on the first night, not that I care about that, because if I want to do it, I'm going to do it. But it's like, here we try to wait, right? Try to hold out, and then all for you to pull down your pants, and the shit smells like fucking train smoke. Like, you gotta be kidding me. So that's hygiene is a deal breaker. And my grandmother always said, if a man's feet stink, his ass ain't far behind. It's so true. I said that one day. That was another rant I went on, by the way, on Instagram. And I was like, yo, your feet shouldn't stink. I was a correction officer. I worked for 17 hours straight. There's no ACs in jail unless it's like a special area. I used to go on my little 40-minute breaks. Mind you, I had to run down from the jail to the locker room. That took 10 minutes. And every time I would do a double, I would literally change my entire uniform. I'd change my socks. I'd wipe down my body, fresh deodorant, powder on my feet, whatever, the odor eaters, all that shit. There were dudes that I worked with, and probably females too, the 4 days straight that we worked, they'd wear the same uniform all 4 days. Mind you, I'm changing my uniform every 8 hours. So if I do a double, which is, it turns out to be 17, after my 8.5, I go to the locker room, I change everything, put on a new uniform. So I'm going through 8 uniforms per 4 days if I do the 4 days straight. But there's dudes, they wear the vest. We have like a bulletproof vest that we would wear in there. Freaking vest smells like ass. Like, people would walk by, I could smell the vest. The shit smells like ass. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Hygiene. Oh, so that's what I was saying. So the rant I went on Instagram, some guy made a comment and he was like, all hardworking men, like, their feet stink. And I'm like, listen, everybody's body has the potential to smell. Like you said, we have vaginas, They do all types of things. My feet, if I get the slightest bit of odor, I'm going to go and do whatever I have to do to make sure that it never happens again. And granted, like I said, there's some days, I don't know, maybe people are tired, they're lacking, whatever the case may be. But that odor on that man's balls was like build up of like days of build up. So if your feet stink, your breath stinks, your butt stinks, your armpits stink. If anything stinks, you can come to me, and I promise you, I will have some type of solution so that you don't have to worry about that shit ever stinking again. For the long run. And in the moment though, like, carry some baby wipes and
freshen up. Just like girls go to the bathroom to freshen up before
I literally have
sex. Like, go to the
waterless
bathroom.
soap. Like, I have a container of this thing of waterless soap. So like I said, you work in a jail. I used to take it and wipe my feet down, wipe my armpits. I'm not going to, waste my whole break taking a shower, but it's okay to shower more than once a day. Like, it's okay.
What advice would you give other single ladies?
If it ain't a yes, it's a no. Like,
I like that.
It's not a yes, it's a no. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. So that goes for both parties. My biggest piece of advice to everybody in this world is, don't do something to someone that you wouldn't want them doing to you. It's not that hard. I feel like I don't initiate bad behavior in a relationship, like, ever. I mean, we all make mistakes, but cheating's not a mistake. Like, there's certain things that are not mistakes. And
cheating doesn't happen like overnight either.
Yeah, it doesn't happen
that's
overnight.
Something that takes time.
Cheating to me is like, if you can't go back and tell your partner, it's cheating. Like, they have all these terms, micro cheating, the likes on the pictures, the comments, the DMs, this, that, and the third. It's like, if you wouldn't go back and tell your partner, to me, that's like you're cheating on your relationship. So if you're not okay with me doing it, then don't do it. Like, and that's for women, for men. But for women, I would also say, like, it took me a very long time to learn this, but like, you have to like learn, like, when you truly love and value yourself, your time, your energy, you want to protect your peace. That is when the person that the perfect person you're looking for is going to come into your life. But if you're not good with you, if you haven't worked on healing your traumas, you're not going to be able to like give the best parts of you to a relationship, which means if you're not giving the best parts, you're not going to receive the best parts of somebody else. So I would say focus on yourself, when you focus on you, the things you want, doing the things you like, things that make you better, hanging out with people that provide growth, that's when I think things will fall into place as far as like relationships go. But if you're around toxic people and, you know, you're worried about your image constantly and things that don't really matter, you're going to attract like the same type of energy into your life. And that's, take it from me, don't learn the hard way. And I learned this in my 30s. I had to go through like the most terrible relationship to like just for self-discovery as a whole, not even in the field of romance, just like learn things about myself, like how revengeful I am, how like nasty I could get as far as like payback and stuff. To the point where now I'm like, I don't even want to date people that like display all these red flags because of, not because of them hurting me, but because the person I turn into is
The
just
person
so
you become.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it, you know, I used to think, not that I thought it was cute, but I thought it was like cool that I could, you know, keep up to speed with a guy that was doing me dirty and I could do him more dirty. And then it's like, before I knew it, I was in a hole. Like, who am I? Like, where am I? What have I become? You know, now I'm miserable. Not now, but then, you know, I'm miserable. I don't want to leave him, but I also can't let him get away with how he's treating me. So now I have to do the same thing. And then, you know, at first it's like I said, oh, it's cool. I can match energy. But then it got to the point where it's like, I don't even want to do this. Like,
Yeah, it's a toxic
yeah,
cycle.
I don't even,
Toxic,
I'm now
repetitive
forcing
cycle.
myself to do things that I don't even want to do. So prioritize yourself always and have boundaries. Like, don't just constantly compromise. Yeah, you have to compromise in relationships and when you're dating, but you know, like, you have to have firm boundaries and don't let people cross those boundaries, because once you give a man an inch, he will, no, how does the saying go? If you give a man a cookie, he'll buy the whole bakery or some shit.
I don't know. I don't know the
Stupid
saying.
but prioritize yourself and set boundaries and stay firm to them. That's what I'd
Okay.
say.
To piggyback off of what you said in terms of like becoming your highest self, I also think that people in general need to become who they want to attract too.
Yeah.
So like for girls, right? I know a lot of girls do this. I don't know if guys do this actually. That's a good question to ask a guy. But like girls have like this whole list of
They probably
like,
do it. They're all
you
girls,
know,
though.
6 feet tall, has to, you know, fit body, makes this amount of money, or has a stable career, or has a car, or, you know, whatever, right? Whatever a person's list is, you have to look at that list that you made and be like, all right, do I have this? Do I have that?
Yeah.
And if you don't, then you're not ready to date, because you're gonna receive exactly who you are. So you need to make sure you're focused on yourself.
Yep.
And become the person that you want to attract.
This is true.
I think that
Yeah,
is key.
I know a lot of people have these expectations, and it's like you can't even do that for yourself, let alone for the other person. So why would you expect them to do it for you? But also another huge thing that I would say that I learned later on in life. So I spent most of my 20s in relationships and dating where I was literally like solely focused on finding a partner that I could settle down with, like marriage and whatever. But it was always based on the paper. You know, what job do they have? Do they make enough money? Do they come from a good family? Not that it was just about the money and the job, but you know, do we like the same this? Do our friends get along? Versus now, like the way you make me feel is the most important. Like,
Yes.
and I don't so much focus on, because I could basically do everything for myself, or I could pay someone to do it, or I could call my dad to do it. So, like, you have to bring something to my life that is more than just the paper, you know, the little plugins that I used to have. Granted, I'm definitely not talking to nobody who's broke either, but it's not so much about that anymore. I feel like women get so caught up on he has to make a certain amount, he has to dress a certain way, he has to drive a certain car, he has to, you know, and like that's good and great. Like, you know, maybe the woman doesn't have a house yet, but she wants the man that she's going to date to already have a house secured. But for me, at the end of the day, what I find to be most important is like, you have to look at how the person makes you feel, because that's what leaves a lasting impression. People don't forget how you make them feel. So
Yes.
that to me is very important.
So I remember there's a scenario in my head that sticks out all the time because I used to want to date someone that was very financially well off, right? Because I was like, oh, I need, yeah. And, and I was with somebody for a very, very long time.
For a rainy day.
Yeah, but I remember being at the Amalfi Coast at this 5-star resort.
Oh, nice.
With my little Chanel sunglasses and my Prada this and my Louis Vuitton that, and I was miserable and I was crying and I wanted the ceiling to open up and swallow me because I wanted to die because I was just so miserable in that relationship, and I felt like a bird locked in a cage of gold. And so now I don't really, I need a guy to be ambitious. I don't need him to be making X amount of money, but I need him to at least want to better himself in his career.
Right.
Like I can't be with somebody that's complacent because I'm too hungry and I'm too ambitious myself.
Right.
Right. So I need somebody to at least have that drive, but I need passion, I need love, and I need them to make me feel safe and secure overall.
You can be feminine.
Yeah, so I could be feminine.
And be vulnerable. Right.
Right, exactly. So,
it's funny you say that with the Amalfi Coast, because I also was in a relationship with someone who had a lot of money, and he would buy me all sorts of things, and I'll never forget. We were in his he had a, what do you call? What's the 3-wheeler thing? Not a T-Rex. What the frick is it called?
oh, those little cars.
Without it was the.
I know what you're talking about. I don't know what they're called.
A slingshot. And same thing. I'm in my like Louis Vuitton glasses, and he got me a Gucci watch and slides, this, that, and the third. And I just remember we're like on the highway, and we were like, I think I had changed the radio or something, and he like freaked out on me. And in that moment, I was just like, I was like. But it was, I mean, a whole bunch of things. Like you, I was just like, I felt miserable. Like I'm in this guy has all this money and I'm in a slingshot and he's buying me all these things. And then versus another ex-boyfriend who is very, very toxic. But again, the way he made me feel was much different. He didn't have much of anything to offer me. But one of like my fondest memories was like in some pizzeria in Sunset Park. And we were sitting there, like I said, didn't really have shit to offer me. But the way he made me feel was better than anyone else had ever made me feel. So, in that moment, I was like, I realized I would take somebody that maybe, wasn't as well off or, had the potential to grow and build based on, because I feel like I could be like maybe an inspiration or I could like help somebody in that regard. Not that I want to, but I'm saying like some people can really benefit from that and become the best version of themselves just by dating somebody. So in that moment with that person, if he had been able to keep his legs closed and not F a whole bunch of other women, I probably would have taken him as he was with
Isn't
all
that
his
always the problem
flaws
these days?
and the fact that he didn't have a lot of money, but the way he made me feel, even though we were sitting in that pizzeria in Sunset Park, and I think we had like walked there, it was like I would take that any day over being on the Amalfi Coast and the Chanel glasses with somebody who's treating me like shit. And like you said, you wanted the sky to open up and just swallow you up. Yeah. So more about the way people make you feel and not about how much money they make.
Right.
For the young girls.
So we're at the end of our show.
Where? Did I do enough bitching?
Any last words before we say bye?
Stop treating them damn red flags like it's a fucking carnival, because you're gonna get yourself jammed up. All the toxicity is cute and it's not cute. You wind up doing more damage, like being involved with somebody that has clear indicators that are not, healthy and that are toxic. So prioritize yourself, and remember what I say: if you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. It's my favorite saying.
I like that. I also like your other one. If it's not a yes,
if it's not a yes, it's a no. Like,
yeah. Don't stay in
and
situationships
also,
for 11 months like I have,
and also,
thinking that it's going to
if
be.
the actions, it doesn't matter what somebody says. People will sell you the greatest effing dream. If the actions don't match, what are you doing? And I have a friend, she doesn't really quite understand, like, and I've been the one to do this. People will tell you something, even though they don't mean it. Like, I would do that back in the day. And it's like, why? I don't know. Maybe they're coward. Maybe they don't want to hurt your feelings. But like, if the actions don't match what they're saying, like if I tell you, I really, really, really like you, I really want to date you, I think you're beautiful.
But they never
But
have
like,
time
I
to
don't
see
make
you.
time to see you.
Yeah.
I don't plan dates. You know, I act shady and stuff, but I keep telling you how much I like you. And at the end of the day, you cannot change anyone's behaviors. You can only change how you react. So if someone's going to keep telling you that and you don't like the way they're treating you, you have to react differently. You cannot change them. Even though they're telling you one thing, they're doing something else. You have to be the one to react differently. So actions speak louder than words. Fuck what everybody says and more of what they do.
Yes. And you can only control yourself.
Yeah.
So stop thinking that this person's going to magically fall in love with you. Eventually, if you do XYZ for them. It's not going to happen.
No.
But anyways, thank you, Gia, for coming and being a part of this.
You're very welcome. Oh, follow me on the gram.
What is your handle?
So I'm going to give you Damn Gia, DAMMMGIA, which is suspended right now. But I'm hoping to get it back in the next few days. So my other temporary one is Damn Gia, but it's Damn DAMMM.GIA. So either one of them or both, follow me on that on Instagram and TikTok.
And you guys should know mine by now. _Paris in NYC _. But with that, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right, guys. Bye.